Welcome to another episode of You Know Ball,
baby.
Brought to you by the Run the Play Network.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, Anthony. To my right, I got the number one Laker fan in the world, Philly Phil. Never take a pill. Phil, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. It was a good week to be a Laker fan last week and this week, but
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
There you go.
Basketball's been getting up there. It's
Yeah.
been getting a little more intense, so
Yeah.
it's just been real good vibes right now, man.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
about you? How you been doing? How was your Christmas?
Hey, my Christmas was great, man. I know we didn't have this on the list to talk about, but NBA Christmas, sheesh.
That was crazy.
They cooked last week.
Bro.
They definitely cooked last week.
There were 5 games, right?
5 games, all decided by like 2 scores or less, except the Denver game.
I
Which
was going to say, do we want to say they went 5 for 5?
I would say they went 4 for 5.
I'm saying 4 for 5.
4 for 5.
I
Okay.
didn't even watch the Denver versus Phoenix.
I didn't watch that game either, bro. I was hanging out with grandma. But morning game, let's just go down the line. Morning game, Spurs, Knicks. Mikal Bridges looked like KD, fucking to open the night. That was our morning. That was a great morning, bro.
Bro, that was crazy.
That was a great morning. I got Deucer to finally watch a good Knicks game with me. Every time we watch a Knicks game together, it's always a blowout.
But
So,
we can't forget Josh Hart's hustle at the end of the game.
he hooped.
Bro got 3 offensive rebounds in the game.
He just did that the other night versus the Wizards, too. He's been killing.
This man, I don't know what it is about him and rebounding. He's 6'5" doing this.
He's been
Or
hooping.
6'4".
Next game, Minnesota Dallas. Luka got hurt in this one, so prayers up to Luka, obviously. There's a lot of talk right now about Anthony Edwards, from what I'm seeing online, about him not showing up in big games.
I mean,
I don't know what he had this game, but just from what I've been seeing on him, he had 26 actually. But this is just kind of, and shout out Ant, he hooped this game.
yeah.
But this is why it kind of pissed me off that motherfuckers were acting like he was going to be Michael Jordan. Because he's good, he's great, but dude's telling me he's a guaranteed Hall of Famer already. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Are you thinking about that?
In the future, I feel like he could still get Hall of Fame.
He could get it,
Yeah.
for sure. He could get it 100%. But I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't guarantee it. If I gave you $1,000, would you bet $1,000 that Anthony Edwards can make the Hall of Fame? Or would be in the Hall of Fame?
I was going to say, yeah.
You would? I don't know
That
if
he'll
I
be in
would.
the Hall of Fame, yeah.
I don't know if I would, bro.
I think he will.
Like, think about how long it took, like T-Mac. Like, there's names that it just, like...
Well, I know what you mean, but I think overall...
Like, Sean Kemp's not in the Hall of Fame. You know, like, that's... I know everyone wants to say, like, it's easy to get in the NBA Hall of Fame. Tim Hardaway's not in the Hall of Fame.
But I feel like also we're just seeing Anthony Edwards do his thing right now. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, I feel like... Because this year, he's not doing as well as I thought he would be. I thought he'd be a 30-point scorer with, like, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Right now, he's at 25, 6, and 4, which isn't, like...
It's
too bad.
great. He's a great player, but...
it's not too bad, but, you know, it's just a little below my expectations.
Like, would you put Blake Griffin in the Hall of Fame before what you think Anthony Edwards is going to do?
I love Blake Griffin. But all he got on his resume is a slam dunk championship.
Okay, what about, like, dudes for a while said D. Rose isn't a Hall of Famer. D. Rose or Anthony Edwards?
I mean, I got to go with D. Rose before Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
I feel like the timetable would definitely, like, work for that, too. Because
Yeah.
D. Rose, I could see him getting the next, like, what?
He'll get in when he can, I
Yeah.
think. But also I could see why people wouldn't. I don't know. I think it's hard to guarantee someone as a Hall of Famer, is all I'm saying. Like, young Steve Francis looked like he was going to be a Hall of Famer. If you told me 3 seasons into Ben Simmons' career, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, I'd probably feel the same way I feel about Anthony Edwards, where, like, it's like, yeah, he could be, but I'm not saying he's guaranteed because you look at what happened to Ben Simmons, and obviously it's completely different. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You get me? Philly and Boston had a great game. Philly won. Philly's kind of looking sneaky again.
That was crazy, man. I did not expect that. I was over here all miserable because I'm like, the Celtics going to get another easy win, whatever. And I'm watching that game, and I'm seeing Tyrese and Caleb Martin turning the dynamic duo real quick. And then they had Gershon Yabusele with some really good defense.
They were killing.
Paul George was getting me upset, though.
Yeah.
He was getting me upset.
Pritchard was pissing me off because I took him to hit 3 threes. That man shot 0 for 11.
Oh, man.
He was not hitting shit.
None of them were.
We didn't watch the night game, so this will be the last game we talk about. But Lakers versus the Warriors.
That was a crazy game.
That was a crazy game.
That was crazy. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Stephen Curry because I know I trash on him a lot, but the way he was playing in that game.
He's great, man.
That man was shooting the heck out of the ball.
2 teams we're going to talk about a lot on this pod. Obviously,
yeah.
We got the jerseys up. But yeah, man, I think that game, and I'm not a super Austin Reeves fan, but I think he can be a closer for a good team. Mm-hmm. Like, you could have a LeBron and an AD, but, like, you need a dude that's going to close the game. Mm-hmm. You need a perimeter guard. I mean, you look at, like, that's where Jamal Murray's success is. Like, he's obviously not better than Jokic, but if we need a 3 to end the game, he'll get the bucket.
Oh, yeah.
The Bucks, when they won the championship, they had Chris Middleton, who was that. Even though it's like Giannis will get you there. Like, maybe Austin Reeves could eventually be that for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Which I definitely wouldn't be surprised at. And who knows? Maybe that's why they traded D'Angelo Russell. Like, maybe they saw that in that game, and they're like, okay, we believe in him a lot more now. Because it did a lot for me as that closer. I feel like we haven't really seen... We've seen Austin Reeves close games, but I feel like we haven't seen it enough. I feel like for the most part, they have LeBron close the games out.
I'm not going to lie, though. Like, maybe it's because I've seen almost, like... I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say I've seen 80% of the last 4 years of Laker basketball. Like, 80%. So, like, ever since, like, you know, I've seen people, but when Austin Reeves came in, he's been hitting some big shots. Like, the first one I ever saw was the Dallas Mavericks game. Made the 3 that Russell Westbrook passed to him. Made it, won them the game, even though there was, like, 0.2 seconds left. Dropped a 30-point triple-double against Denver, even though LeBron and AD were out, but that was pretty cool to end the season.
Didn't he do it against Cleveland, too?
30-point triple-double?
Didn't he have a game winner against Cleveland a couple years ago? Or am I mistaken?
I don't think so. I think it was against... he's had a couple of either game-tying or game-winning shots or, like, silencers. He did one against the Pistons just to put us up. Because we were only up by 2, but if we missed that, they can go on the other end and shoot a 3, but he made it. He did one against the Phoenix Suns in the play-in tournament. He did it against the Warriors a couple of times.
This is what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
How many times is it him creating a shot? Because, like you said earlier, Westbrook passed it out. Yeah. I know LeBron passes it out to him a lot. I like when it's like Austin Reeves go get a bucket. Yeah. I like when they do that.
I'm going to say it was 3 times. I'm going to say there's only been 3 times he's done that. Counting the Warriors one.
You know, and I think that could be a confidence boost for him and for the Lakers. Because, like now they're surrounding him with a DFS. And we could talk about the full trade, I guess. But you're surrounding him with those guys. And you're like, LeBron and AD are going to get us to the end. When we need that bucket in the clutch, Austin Reeves close us out. Because that's kind of what Tyler Hero was a couple seasons ago. Yeah. To last season, and then this season he's taken that jump to be like, hey, this is my motherfucking team. Maybe Austin Reeves could do something like that.
I hope for him to do something like that, man. As you all know, I definitely wasn't confident in that Christmas game going in, especially when we lost AD 2 minutes in. Yeah. So seeing us get the win in the way we did it, I was proud of it. But I did see a lot from Reeves that I was really proud of. I was like, wow, like, I've seen you play good, but this is different. This
and
is
that was tough. It was on Wiggins.
Oh, yeah. I still couldn't believe it. And then, once again, we play the Kings, and he drops 26 points with 16 assists and 5 or 6 rebounds. I was like, damn. And that's apparently his new season high, and his old one was 13 assists. So, I mean, there's something there. I'm not saying, like, he's going to be an all-star or something like that, but he's definitely going to be a good player, like, he's definitely going to be good to be a 3rd or 4th option next to, like, even Joel Embiid and Paul George. Like, he'd be a good 3rd option.
He's a good closer.
If Tyrese wasn't there. Like, he's really good with the ball.
He's a closer, bro. I'm telling you. And I think that's the most important thing for teams like the Lakers. Like, teams built around dudes who aren't necessarily, like, shot creators. Because you do need that. Like, Jamal Murray's never been an all-star. Chris Middleton, sure, he's been an all-star. But we don't look at Chris Middleton like he's an all-star player.
Yeah.
Every team needs a fucking dude that I'm like, all right, go get a shot.
Yeah.
And Austin Reeves could be that guy because it's like there's players you draw up plays for to catch and shoot it. But Austin Reeves, I think they need to draw up more plays where it's like, go do what you do. And like you said, they've been doing that a little more.
Yeah.
Which I like because LeBron's not going to be there forever. Like Austin Reeves right now, what the Lakers have is kind of their cornerstone for post LeBron.
Hey, that's the reason why I believe in JJ right now, bro.
Yeah.
I think the whole reason why this is like running as smoothly as it is offensively is because of JJ. Like stuff looks better, and Lakers through 31 games provided by Golden Knight on Twitter. JJ Redick right now he's 18-13, or 17-13. I don't know why it says 18-13. We haven't played yet. Darvin Ham was 16-15. So the game it's a little different, like not too big, but in 31 games, JJ's got a better record.
Yeah, he's definitely an improvement for sure, but I don't know how much I believe in him yet. I need to see a little bit more because Darvin Ham obviously came in and was awful, but it also was like the vibe was bad. You know, when JJ came in, it was a good vibe, and JJ's LeBron's guy. Darvin Ham was a LeBron guy too. You know, so I want to see how the full season plays out. I feel like you don't realize how good a coach is until the playoffs.
That is true.
I felt like that with Tyronn Lue, where I didn't really love Tyronn Lue, but his first season with the Clippers coaching, or second season with the Clippers coaching, there was a playoff series.
You talking about when he was an assistant?
No. When they played Utah in the playoffs, and Terrence Mann had that game, that series is what made me respect Tyronn Lue as a coach. That series definitely elevated how I view Tyronn Lue. Because
you didn't
before,
like him too much in Cleveland?
No, I didn't. I didn't think he was a good coach. I thought it was like LeBron's system. And it was because LeBron kind of is like, I'm going to do my thing. Tyronn Lue, you're just like the face. Kind of like what David Blatt was. But David Blatt didn't like that. Tyronn Lue really kills as a Clippers coach. I think Tyronn Lue is one of the best coaches in the NBA. I
believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it wholeheartedly.
JJ Redick, I just need to see what he does in the playoffs. And honestly, and actually, I'm going to take that back because I was about to say, like, the type of way he talks about the game, I could see him being a great coach. But all 30 coaches kind of, they know ball. You know, they're an NBA coach.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh, shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you got to hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
So I just got to see it in the playoffs. But yeah, let's talk about the Laker trade, Phil. Phil, you want to break it down for us?
Here we go, man. I thought we were going to save this for last, but I like this.
Now, let's open it.
So basically, on Sunday at around 6 or 7 a.m.
It was early.
Oh, yeah, it was very early. I was getting ready for church and everything, bro. And then right when it came up, I had to read. I was waiting. I got the text from my pastor. Where you at? I was like, oh, shoot. Basically, the Lakers and the Nets made a trade on Sunday. And the Lakers sent D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, and 3, not first, but second-round picks to the Nets. And the Nets gave them back Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. That's the whole rundown of that trade. But honestly, the more I think about it, I really like this trade.
Okay.
I really like it. Only because it gets us off of D'Angelo Russell's expiring contract. I did like Maxwell Lewis, but to be honest, I don't think he would have ever gotten playing time like as much as he wanted, like burn at all. So him going in Nets, I think that's good for the Nets too. He's young. It works out for him. And then 3 second-round picks instead of a first-round pick that they were asking for Dorian Finney-Smith. That's perfect. That's totally perfect. We get to keep our first-round picks, and we have a chance now to make a bigger trade because we kept all of our first-round picks. But I just like how we made the switch from offense to defense. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, he's a lockdown dude.
Yeah.
He takes pride in guarding point guards to centers. That's what he was brought in to do. That's what he's been doing with the Nets. So he's known as a lockdown defender. I don't want to go too much into his three-point shot because, yes, he averages 42.5% from the three-point line, but also he's a corner shooter. So, I mean, and I also saw that he only makes like 1.5 a game. So I can't really say that's like I can't really say he's a three-point shooter. But
I think he is, and I think that number is going to go up with the Lakers because LeBron creating is a lot different than Cam Thomas creating shots for you.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know. I just don't want to put too much on it because, you know, I like a curse, man. You know, when three-point shooters come over here, all of a sudden they can't shoot.
Yeah, I think he'll fit with what they do because Gabe Vincent – didn't really seem like a corner guy in Miami.
Oh yeah.
But so like you can't slide him in there. But I feel like the Lakers need dudes like that. How do you think the lineup's gonna look now?
Well, JJ did say today that Dorian Finney-Smith is going to come off the bench for tomorrow.
Really?
I think it makes sense only because we do have a system, and I feel like if you just take Rui out, because that's who he's going to take place of. If you take Rui out and then put Dorian Finney-Smith in, I feel like that messes with the group's chemistry. So listening, and also before I get into that, but I did not know Shake Milton was in this trade at first. I just saw Dorian Finney-Smith, D'Lo, Maxwell Lewis, 3 second-round picks, and I was like, okay, I like it. But then when I saw Shake Milton was in it, I was like, whoa.
He just had a good game the other day, too.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to text you guys because of what I fucking said in the offseason about him taking over the Nets.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was like, whoa, so we got the dude you was hyping up.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was literally thinking right when I saw the name Shake Milton pop up. I was like, wait, if Anthony hyped that dude up and we got him for cheap.
I like him.
I like that.
Last game he played, he had 16 points, 12 assists. The game before that, he had 20 points.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe his game a little bit?
He's a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bucket guard. He'll go out there and he's like pretty much think of D'Angelo Russell light. Mm-hmm. Like he'll go out there and get you a bucket. He's not as good of a playmaker as D'Angelo Russell, but I like to think of him. I think he's a good like bench spark plug type of guy. Mm-hmm. He's definitely not a dude that you could rely on to be a consistent bench option. Mm-hmm. But when he has his games, it's gonna be hot. Like, you know?
But I wanted to say too, I think this helps both teams because with Brooklyn, they traded away Dennis Schroeder for 3 second-round picks, and then they sent a second-round pick away, but they lost a point guard who play makes. So getting D'Lo, this is almost like a tryout for him because this is a chance for him to even become like something more with this team again, because he played for Brooklyn another season ago, and he became an All-Star in 2019. But adding that, and you have the option to either just let him walk or just
resign.
That's really cool, and then you have a young guy with it. But also it works with the Lakers because we got a defensive guy and a point guard who loves to score and set his teammates up. But I really like this trade for both teams. I think it's fair.
I do agree. I think it's a fair trade. Mm-hmm. I don't love it for the Lakers, though. I'm going to be honest. I think it makes sense this season for them to get better. They're going to perform better this season. For me, though, I think, and this might be crazy, but trading away 3 seconds when you guys already don't have many picks, you guys are already over the second apron, like, how do you fix this team? How do you rebuild this team? Because I don't think this trade makes them a contender necessarily. So, like, you want to take those crapshoot shots on second-round pick players, and the Lakers have shown they draft pretty decently late in drafts. And then now, like, you're saying if they're trying to make that big trade with their 2031 pick or 2031 pick, if you get rid of that pick, bro, you better hope whoever you're getting is going to be a Laker for life.
Oh, yeah, 1000%.
Because if he's not, they're fucked. They're dead at, like, you dead ass have to build a team around Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
And how great, like, I like Austin Reeves. I don't know what his ceiling is, though. I don't think he's a 1A type of guy.
Yeah. That is one thing I was thinking about. One good thing about this trade, when you mentioned the second apron, this did put us below the second apron because.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, because we sent out $20 million. They gave us back $17 million in all. So we're now $3 million under the second apron.
I think you guys are still second apron team. I was looking at it before we started shooting.
Oh, that's crazy because everybody was saying that we're first apron now.
Maybe Spotrac is off, but when I looked at it, it looked like you guys were still second apron.
Okay, well, if we are still second apron, then yeah, the second trade we make, because I know we're doing another one, and it better be for a big. If we get a guard, because
you're right, I'm tripping. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. I was just double checking because maybe I would have been wrong, but that's one thing I really do also like an underrated fact about this trade. Like now that puts us below the second
I like
apron.
it more now.
Yeah.
I like it more now. I didn't know that.
That's why I'm thinking with the second trade we make, because obviously I want to go for a big. I don't really want to do Nikola Vucevic or Jonas Valanciunas anymore.
Okay.
And the thing they were talking about, Rob Pelinka's plan, he wants to get a guy that JJ can use for the next 3 to 5 years. So that makes me think if we're looking for a center, we could either be going after a guy like Nick Richards.
Your dog.
Oh, yeah. Where's that jersey at? I was kidding. A guy like Robert Williams III Or
Robert Williams ain't usable, bro. That man be out.
yeah, it's not a good lineup right now. Or we get a guy like and this is very hard, but you know Utah made some dumb trades in the past. Kessler and Duop Reef, and I'm trying to think of the other guy.
Kessler could be a nice little overpay.
Yeah,
You overpay for a dude like that.
I think because they were really interested in Kessler either getting one first round pick or 2 first round picks. So I wouldn't be too mad because it's a center and it's hard to get centers now. So if you get a young center like that who's been playing really good today, added to this team, I think that's good.
I think one of the Pacers guys would have been cool if they didn't get hurt. Isaiah Jackson or Wiseman.
Oh, I would have loved Isaiah Jackson, bro. Isaiah Jackson, cool. Springy. He's a shot blocker. Not much of a rebounder, but hey, I need him to shot block and just interior defense.
But like kind of like you said, the dudes you just said, like a Duop Reef, a Robert Williams,
Nick Richards.
Like, you don't think those guys would have been available in the second round? That type of dude. Like, you could definitely find someone like that.
That's true.
But I do like that they're not in the second apron now. I think that's a huge win for them for sure. And that kind of goes into the next thing with the apron talk. I fuck with this apron, bro. I like that you can't just be like, I want to get traded and get traded. You know, like it makes more sense to me. I like that teams have to like really, you have to sign good contracts. It can't just be like, oh, I'm the Lakers, so I'm just going to throw a bag at someone. Like, you have to actually lock in on these contracts. It's going to this offseason, bro, the market is going to be completely different than when it was a couple years ago. So I cooked up some trades with some of those, with some of the veterans. I was wrong about the Lakers. So I had the Lakers getting Valanciunas. But they would have probably had to give up Vando or Gabe Vincent, which is fine for them. Let me grab the dog. Hey, honey.
The homeboy dog.
The homeboy. They would have probably had to give up Vincent or Vando to make contracts match. Yeah. Because that's how it's working now. Bruce Brown is someone that was in that thing you sent me.
Yeah.
To Miami. He would have to Miami would have to give up either Terry or Duncan Robinson. What do you think about that? I don't think Duncan is that bad.
Like one or the other?
One or the other.
I'm not going to... well, it may work because if you think about it, Tyler Hero, he may, like, low-key, if somebody were to say he's an all-star this year, I wouldn't be too
I think
mad
he's an all-star this year.
That's what I'm saying. So if you put a guy like Bruce Brown, a guy who doesn't really need the ball like Scary Terry, and, like, he can do back doors, he can make it easier for Jimmy and Tyler to move the ball to him, even Bam on back doors. I feel like that helps their team. So I wouldn't be too mad. Like, even for Duncan Robinson, I wouldn't be mad if they traded him away for that.
So you're saying get rid of Terry, not Duncan, though? If you had to pick one?
If it's one or the other, I wouldn't be mad if you get rid of one or the other.
I think Terry would be the one. If the Nuggets were to get Brogdon, they would have to move Aaron Gordon to make money work. Because they have 4 huge contracts. Everyone else has a small contract.
If he's healthy, that is fine.
I don't know if I would do that.
That is okay. Because I'm just thinking about the spacing. Because you have Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon out there. And then now you're talking... I hear him talk about they're trying to trade Michael Porter Jr. for Zach LaVine. So, I don't know. It's so complicated, man. But in that case, if you keep Michael Porter Jr. and you're trying to trade Aaron Gordon, I feel like that works.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's better to get a shooter out of that than...
I think Brogdon next to Jokic would be cool.
That's what I'm saying.
And that rotation where it's like, all right, Russ is out, we got Jamal Murray, and Jamal's out, we got Brogdon, and like that's kind of killer.
That's what I'm thinking about. And exhausting. You can also play both of them at the same time sometimes.
You definitely could. Kelly Olynyk was a dude mentioned to Minnesota. They would have to either give up Mike Conley, which kind of makes sense, or, and I would hate this because it would just show that Minnesota's a penny pitching team. They would have to give up a Naz Reid.
Oh, if I'm Minnesota, I'm never letting go of Naz Reid, man.
I wouldn't. But, bro, they're a cheap-ass team. They're cheap. That's why they traded Cat away.
You think they would get rid of Naz like that?
I don't think they would, but I could see it.
Naz Reid is too good to be traded, man. Like, unless it's like I'm trying to think of a player I'd want to put Naz Reid in. Because he's a good
None of
shooter.
These veteran guys, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, why would I trade him for Kelly Olynyk? Honestly, I'd do Mike. Well, I don't even know if I'd do Mike.
But
Conley.
You also have to think about, like, with this apron, Like, what if you know Nas Reed's gonna ask for $30 million next season?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you gonna pay him $30 mil
I'm not gonna lie, man.
annually?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like if he starts, I feel like he could give some good numbers that it's worth the $30 million.
I think he could be, but it's close, bro. And with this apron, you have to be precise, bro. You can't pay a dude like Nas Reed $30 mil for him to stay averaging 11 and 5 his whole career.
And then another problem is who's gonna be the point guard? Would you just go with Nikolai Alexander?
Probably. And or you could sign someone for cheap.
Because I'm thinking like who would be the playmaker too?
Bring D'Lo back. That'd be fire.
Honestly, yeah.
That'd be fire.
That
Last
could
one.
work.
Bucks get Jordan Clarkson. How's that sound?
Okay.
Another bucket.
Another bucket off the bench. You know what? The more space for Giannis, the better.
But they have to give up Bobby Portis to make the money work.
Not gonna lie, I've been hearing stuff about Bobby Portis from the teams. I love Bobby Portis, but I've been hearing stuff about them hating on him and stuff. So
The Bucks?
there's been some fans going crazy on Twitter and even during games on some of the shots he's taking. Like now, it kind of cooled down because he had those 2 really good games.
Dude, he
where
had 23 in the first half one game.
That too. So I mean, it cooled off, but they've been investigating like trading him instead of Brook Lopez, and I'm
Really?
like, but to me, I wouldn't really want to. But if it's for Jordan Clarkson, who really can space the floor and score, maybe go with it because you're already a big enough team.
I like Bobby. I think Bobby's a dude that you would want on your team.
Yeah,
like he's a spark.
He's their Alex Caruso in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
like the
Vibe-wise, yeah.
Because I know he puts up more stats than Alex Caruso, but as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, what I saw in that 2021 finals, I wouldn't let go of him.
Yeah, you
I
got to
wouldn't
keep
let
him.
go.
I mean, they already let go of Drew, so
That was stupid.
that was dumb. Dumbest decision.
Oh my god.
But what do you think about the second apron?
Honestly, man, like seeing everything, I think this has helped to keep the 3 superstar thing very cautious. Like, you can't just build, what do we want to call it? 3 super teams? Does that count as a super team?
It's
3
what it's like
superstars?
trying to prevent.
Yeah, so I mean, it just makes it harder to try to form that. Like, you still can if the money works, but like the way teams have been built now, that, like for example, the Phoenix Suns, they're screwed. If this doesn't work, they're screwed. But
If Boston didn't get a ring, they would be screwed.
that too,
Boston.
Boston and the Phoenix Suns, but
Minnesota is a second apron team.
Minnesota too.
I got them here. Milwaukee second apron.
Mm-hmm.
New York, I feel like is screwed. If they don't get a ring, I feel like they're screwed because there's
Yeah.
nothing they could do. Miami, they're like that is not a contending team. The Lakers, I thought I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, I think Denver might be screwed. I mean, you have the best player in the world, sure, but they don't got really nothing else.
Yeah.
Philly, that's a scary ass
We don't
second
want to
apron
talk
team.
about that. We don't want to talk about that.
Those are all teams that like it's crazy. Like teams like shout out the Thunder, shout out Houston, who are like up there right now and not second apron. Dallas, Cleveland. That's crazy. Cleveland's not a second apron team.
I'm surprised Cleveland's up there. Was that because of Donovan Mitchell?
They're not. They're not a second apron
Oh,
team.
my bad. So you know what? I mean, I like it. I think it just makes it like the talent's gonna be spread now.
I do too. It's kind of like if we know we're content with this team, we'll make a move to go into the second apron and just
Yeah.
lock our roster. That's it for the rest of the year.
But then if you make a mistake,
Then you're cooked.
but if
Chat.
if this works out like the Boston Celtics, you're feeling
Feeling good.
amazing.
Feeling amazing. You know who's not feeling amazing?
Who?
Mike Brown.
Oh man. Oh my god.
This is an interesting situation. Let me just kick this off with a alternate universe, okay? Alternate universe. The Sacramento Kings fans, plug your ears. We know you're one of the worst organizations in the NBA. King fan? King fan?
Oh nah.
We know.
That's right.
There you go. We know you're one of the worst organizations in the NBA, but this affects the Lakers too. In an alternate world, the Kings never fire Mike Malone, who is DeMarcus Cousins' guy. So DeMarcus Cousins never wants to leave. Therefore, AD asked to leave earlier because the Pelicans have no direction.
Oh.
And LeBron isn't on the Lakers when AD asked to leave.
Oh.
So AD gets sent to Chicago. Imagine that.
So who was on that Chicago team again?
Nobody. They just ship him
He'll
off.
come straight over. We good.
Nah, he's from Chicago. People will go play with AD in Chicago.
Not with that team.
Was D Rose still there? No.
Nah, D Rose wasn't there no more.
Who's post D Rose? No, Jimmy.
Oh, that was Dwayne
That's
Wade,
Levine.
Rajon Rondo, and all them, right?
Levine.
Oh, Levine. But that was it. It was Levine and AD show.
Levine, Laurie,
Chris Dunn,
and AD. I could talk myself into that team.
Oh, that's just a repeat of the Pelicans roster with Drew Holiday and then Rondo off the bench. And
I could talk myself into that, though.
I don't know.
I would be like,
he's going to be a Laker either way. It was destined.
Nah, he ain't going there.
Nah, but
it's a terrible situation what happened with Mike Brown, them firing him while he's on the road to get to LA.
I was just shook that happened, bro, because low-key I thought it was a trade. I thought the Kings made a trade because that's all they've been talking about. Like, that's the craziest thing. This person on ESPN named Ramona Shelburne, she reported saying the Kings tried to make other changes before firing Brown. They inquired about Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram, Cam Thomas, which came out of nowhere, and Kyle Kuzma. After those trades didn't work out, they decided to move on from Brown.
So you tell me Kyle Kuzma costing Mike Brown a job?
Low-key, it sounds like it. But my point is, like, I feel like they're playing the blame game at the most obvious and ultimate way possible.
Yes.
Because I remember I was getting mad on Twitter and I was talking about it, but then somebody tried to say, well, you guys did the same thing to Darvin Ham. And I was like, first off, wait.
Darvin Ham ain't no coach of the year.
That's what I'm saying. Mike Brown, and if you guys want to, any of you guys saying he was a terrible coach, let's remember what he did with this Kings team. Somebody said it too. They said that this was the first time in a while, like, they sniffed the playoffs.
15 years, like the Beans.
They started a culture. He was around Sacramento so much, like getting to know the people, getting to know the community, and he built a bond with these players. And the fact that
not De'Aaron Fox,
apparently, quote unquote, we don't know what the whole story is according to De'Aaron Fox. But I also love that all the coaches spoke out. And
I did too.
It was mainly towards the front office because I did not know that Mike Malone used to be the coach.
I forgot about that until I saw him talking about it, mad about it, and then I was like, "Fuck!" Because I remember when Mike Malone got fired, DeMarcus Cousins was pissed because that was DeMarcus Cousins' guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is the first coach that I feel like understands me and gets my game,"
Yeah.
and then they fired his ass. You know how terrible a fucking franchise. And you look at Mike Malone, that man's an NBA champion as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But like, how long has it been It's been like 74 years. They haven't sniffed a NBA Finals berth.
That's crazy.
74 years.
That's crazy.
It's worse than the Flippers. I know that the Flippers are new, but the fact that they were the one with the longest drought, and then now it looks like the Kings have the longest one, that's insane. 20 more years. But I don't respect how this happened at all, especially that he was about to board the plane too. And they gave him a phone call.
Phone call, bro.
At least we gave Darvin Ham a meeting.
Imagine you on the way to record Phil. I'm like, you know what? Don't come through, Phil. We're gonna bring Deucer up. Put Deucer on the pod.
I would have been so mad, bro.
Yeah, it's just gross, bro. It's a terrible. And De'Aaron Fox has been pissing me off too. And I never thought I would get here because I love De'Aaron Fox. He just seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
But, bro, like there is questions, and it's not really De'Aaron Fox that I'm mad at. It's more the organization.
Yeah.
There's questions about this guy's leadership. Mm-hmm. It's so obvious. The Jaden Ivey play, he did not listen to his coach, and you're going to pick him over the coach. To me, this team should have traded Fox, trade Sabonis, hard reset. They need to blow it up. It's like either you ride it out with the roster or you blow it up player personnel-wise. The coach's job shouldn't have to get paid for what the fuck the Kings fucked up on.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Watching that game when they played when Doug Christie became the interim head coach against the Lakers, they just did not look like they wanted to be there.
No.
Like Malik tried to get that energy in there, but everybody, like the way they were throwing the ball around, the way they were shooting, everything was negative. So you could just tell that Mike Brown thing hit him. I don't know how it did the De'Aaron Fox quote, like allegedly, but
I don't think it hit them. I think it's drama. I think it's like we're mad because we're bad, pretty much. And now that they're sitting at the 12 seed, bro, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. They're probably going to be a lottery team. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you you have to blow this team up. Or at least trade Fox. Maybe not Sabonis.
Well, I mean, they're saying that soon Fox is going to request a trade.
I never really buy into those.
I think he might actually do it.
Because, like, they said that about Levine. Mm-hmm. Levine said he wants to be in Chicago.
Well, I mean, wait, be in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, now, because he realizes nobody wants to trade for a 45 mil player who, you know, I mean, he's doing better this year. But
honestly, I thought it was all rumors. Mm-hmm. I think that's a rumor thing to me. I think they should just trade De'Aaron. It shouldn't be about De'Aaron asking out. Get rid of his ass and go draft someone. Mm-hmm. You could build a decent team around a Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, and a rookie. Right? Keon Ellis is there. Malik Monk's there. Like, you got players to put around these guys. DeRozan probably has to get moved on. But other than that, man, I think they could make they could rebuild. You could retool this roster pretty quick if you do it right. Now, if you wait 5 years and hope on a thread that De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis will figure it out, these two players are in their primes right now. Mm-hmm. And your team is 12th.
Apparently, also, there was a rumor, and I just want to know your thoughts on this. Like, apparently there was a rumor saying that Mike Brown wanted DeMar DeRozan to come off the bench. Now, true or untrue, what would you do in that situation? Would you actually have DeMar come off the bench, or would you keep him starting?
And start Keon Ellis and Kevin Huerter together?
I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, would I want...
Or Malik Monk, I guess?
Maybe.
I would be cool with it because he doesn't space the court. Mm-hmm. So you can't have, like, there's only so much ball to go around. You know, as they said when KD went to the Warriors, except KD could shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Clay could shoot the ball. So you have Fox, who can shoot kind of, but he's not a shooter.
Yeah.
You have Keon Ellis, who's an inconsistent shooter. Kevin Huerter's been an inconsistent shooter this season. Malik Monk, I would qualify as a shooter. Keegan Murray's a shooter, but he hasn't been shooting the ball good this season. Sabonis can't shoot. You have a lot of inconsistencies there, and you're starting 4 of them. I don't love that. But at the same time, it is DeRozan. Like, he's gonna impact the game, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I just thought the situation sucked.
I say maybe just keep DeRozan and Sabonis together.
That could be cool, but like, what's the ceiling of that team? A 6 seed?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what you do. Because what if you don't get the deal you want and you're still just stuck with Fox and this whole roster?
I say you nuke it, no matter what. Like, no matter what you get, you should blow it up. Because teams get stuck in this range where it's like the Bulls for so many years, where it's like we have Zach LaVine and DeRozan, we're cool being the 6, 7 seed. Mm-hmm. We've seen this team ceiling already. It feels like, right? Like, you think they'll finish higher than what were they, the 4 seed when they played the Warriors? You think they could ever finish higher with Fox and Sabonis?
Nah.
So what are we doing? Let's blow it up. Let's restart and figure it out. I
just think it's such a weird situation, bro, because we thought this team was going to go far.
Yeah, I know, and I believed in this team too. But realistically, nothing in this organization changes until they fire the ownership. Because even if they do blow it up, you cannot trust these guys to make the right decisions.
That really is true, man. These decisions they're making, it's honestly incredible how bad they've been.
They're just shooting, bro. They're just guessing.
But I just thought Mike Brown was really the guy for him. Like,
he's a good coach.
That's what I'm saying. Like, seeing that pop up, I was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't love it. A couple more things. Luka's going to miss a month with the Mavericks. Sadly, we're praying up for Luka. Mm-hmm. But I think this could be good for them. Mm-hmm. I think Kyrie, Clay definitely needs a confidence boost for sure. Yeah. PJ Washington, like, I feel like when Luka doesn't play, these guys play better, if that makes sense, as a unit.
I feel like that's the weirdest thing because I was going to bring it up when you brought up the Christmas game. So right when Luka was going out, and I felt bad, but when he was going out, they were down by 20. Right when Kyrie took over, I feel like the team understood what Kyrie was trying to do. And then when Kyrie was getting all those points, they were on the outside. And, Kyrie obviously kicked it out, but they just – it seemed like it made more sense, like, to the whole team. And I'm just wondering now because, you know, seeing that it was good, but then the fight happened. Nurkic versus Najee Marshall, and they got suspended. Marshall and PJ Washington. So now I'm like, shoot, that kind of screws up a lot.
Just a couple games. Where are they at in the standings? They're the 4 seed. You guys could catch them now.
That's what I'm saying. In the West, that can screw you up.
That could. But, I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs. If they make the play-in, I'm confident.
They'll beat anybody they play in the play-in if they were to be in the play-in.
I don't know, bro.
They could beat anybody. Trust me.
They could, but would you be surprised if they lost to the Nuggets?
Yes.
You would be surprised?
I would be surprised.
If Jokic gave 40, if Jokic had a good game, you'd be like... I would be...
It's because...
If the Nuggets beat the Mavericks, to me, I would be like, damn. But I wouldn't be like surprised. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I just feel like as a whole team with the Mavericks, if they were to go up against Denver in a playing game, I feel like they would win that because I feel like they are a better team. With Denver,
they are. I agree with
Jokic is he'll get himself 40, 20, and 10, but I still feel like it's going to be so close, or they're still going to lose by like 11.
The Mavericks, I think, would be the favorite. Mm-hmm. I agree with you there, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets won. Would you be surprised if the Timberwolves beat the Mavericks in a play-in game?
No.
What about the Warriors?
Yes.
You would?
I would be surprised if the Warriors beat them.
This is my thing with the Warriors. Mm-hmm. The start of the season, they look so good. Right now, they look bad. They're probably going to look good again at some point.
Yeah.
They'll probably look bad again at some point. Like, if we get the best Warriors, they could beat the Mavericks in a play-in game. Mm-hmm. And then the last team, right now it's the Spurs, but I think it's going to end up being Phoenix. Would you be surprised if Phoenix beat the Mavericks in a play-in game?
That's such a tough one, man, because Devin Booker, KD, and Bradley Beal keep going in and out of the lineup.
I think Mavericks would be the favorites again.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns won.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go if I wouldn't be surprised.
It's just the West is tough, bro. Mm-hmm. Like if they played the Clippers, I'd be surprised if the Clippers beat them.
Oh, for real?
Because the Clippers, I mean,
they've been on a roll.
Okay, but Luka versus the Clippers.
Oh, never mind.
I forgot. Luka versus the Clippers. But yeah, the West right now it's a bloodbath, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, like this is a bad season for the Kings to be struggling because there's no way they could figure it out. There's really 11 teams that are playoff caliber.
I mean, they still got a chance. Like, they just got to... Because, yes, they're down by a lot. They're in 12th place, and they are 13 and 18. But there is still a chance for them to change it up somehow.
But do you think that, like, with how good this draft is, mm-hmm. would you take the chance to be better, or would you take the chance to... Right now, they have the 8th highest odds for the number 1 pick.
The 8th highest odds?
I would rather shoot for a top 5 pick in this year's draft. You replace De'Aaron Fox with a VJ Edgecombe? You know?
I just don't know if I would, and the fact that we acquired DeMar DeRozan, I don't know if I'd really just...
That's on them. They fucked up.
But...
Their pick is protected 1 through 12. Mm-hmm. So if they get too good, they're going to lose their pick. This is a year they tank. They should definitely be tanking this year.
Oh boy. Yeah, so it might make sense to trade De'Aaron Fox.
I'd say they do it, bro. I say you do it.
Oh man, bro, that's
right now they're projected. I don't know how to say his name, but to get Kaman Malak.
Oh, Malak,
the center for Duke.
I like him. But I don't know if that really solves too much.
Yeah, I don't think that fixes nothing. But they could get Knupel. That'd be cool.
He's pretty good.
That'd be cool. And then you could put him next to a DeRozan. It could work out still.
Bro, I just feel so bad now. Like, hearing all this, I'm like, damn.
They're in a tough spot. Izzy, what time are we at?
You're at 46.
Okay. 43. Is the camera still going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to finish it off with Jonathan Kuminga?
Let's do it. Sorry, I just thought I heard it. That's why.
So what do you think about Jonathan Kuminga so far, man? And the Warriors?
I like him. I've been, honestly, bro, I know the Warriors have been struggling. Mm-hmm. And I know there's conversations about, like, Pajemski and other dudes struggling and all that. Mm-hmm. But I do still think this team could go on a little sneaky run. I think they could be a second-round team in the NBA playoffs come that time. The question I feel like is going on in Golden State is, do you trade Kuminga?
That's one of the biggest things. I vote no.
I vote no now too.
I vote no only because, to me, in my eyes, he's definitely the second best player on the Warriors.
Ooh.
I'm going second best. I love Andrew Wiggins, but Kuminga, talent-wise, I think he's the second best player.
I agree. I know there's a lot of Draymond lovers, but
Draymond, he's good. He helps in the big way, but he is now a defensive playmaking role player on that team.
Dude, I don't love Draymond, bro. Draymond, to me, I say this every time we talk about Draymond, like, he makes so many great plays, but he also makes so many plays where he just fucks the team. And it's so like, stupid. Any other player, it's like, if KD does that, it's like KD had a brain lapse.
Oh, yeah.
If Draymond does it 10 times a game. Like, how could you be good and make that many bad plays?
You know the funniest thing to me, bro? Like, you know that clip? Or De'Aaron Fox, come to think of it. He was talking about, like, somebody asked him, what's one player you just hate playing against? Just hate him. Not, like, skill-wise, whatever, guarding, like, just hate him. And he's like, oh, Draymond Green. He's like, and they were like, why? And he's like, oh, well, I mean, he'll clothesline someone and still complain for it. And then so, like, right when I heard that clip, I was watching the Lakers versus Warriors Christmas game. And I saw him, the Dalton Connect and Rudy B.
Both them dudes.
I was like, what are we doing? And then he gets up, and the ref calls the foul and points at him directly. And he's like, oh, me? I was like, Dre.
Dude, he's taking two dudes come down in your arms. Come on, bro.
I was just like, what are we doing? Like, I was trying to figure out what he was trying to do because in plain sight, they weren't even trying to box him out. I'm mad at you, Dalton and Rudy, for not trying to box him out. But they just put his hands there, and he just went, I was like, Draymond.
That fake. It's like Draymond. Unreal, bro. I can't stand it.
What are we doing? But, you know, the Warriors, I know, Laker fan, gotta hate them because you guys hate you Warriors fans, but I kind of like their team.
I do too, bro.
I think the problem they have, and that's what Steve Kerr said at the end of the game against the Lakers versus Warriors, he was like, I know we've had a little struggle, but, you know, I'm still trying to get the rotations down. I'm like, what do you mean rotations? What, you got a good team. Don't you already know who you should and shouldn't play already? It's 30 games in.
I don't know if it's that easy, bro. I mean, like, if you think about it, I feel like the Lakers have just figured out their lineup within the last, like, 10 games.
Yeah, but...
You know, and think about the Warriors, bro. Mm-hmm. Klay Thompson has been a cornerstone for Steve Kerr since Steve Kerr started coaching, and they lost him. Now you have to replace him with a Buddy Hield. And sure, they tried, like, giving Buddy Hield Klay's minutes, and it worked out for a bit. Now it's not working out. Mm-hmm. I think they still have a lot to figure out. Yeah. Podziemski kind of being on the down, like, how do you adjust to that? Even though I don't think Podziemski's had a bad season. I know it's kind of a hot take. I think people's maybe expectations were a little too high. And you know me, I was a Podziemski guy, and I still am. But, like, he's had a couple 20-point games here and there. He's not supposed to be some ISO scorer. Like, that thing you sent me, and it was like the Warriors expected Kuminga or Podziemski to be a second star around.
Yeah, I have it right here if you want me to read it.
Yeah, read it off.
From Evan Sidery on Twitter. The Warriors were hoping for a big development jump from Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski to become a homegrown star, per Shams Charania. Is that how you say his name?
Charania, but it's
Charania,
close.
My bad.
It's close.
But with Golden State's duo not taking big steps forward, they remain very active to find another star to pair alongside Stephen Curry.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why that was the expectation for Podziemski. Mm-hmm. Sure, he's been good, but he's not second star good, you know? And I like him. I think he's going to be a great role player. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what he's kind of been this season. He's a hustle guy. I know he got bagged up by Luka, but players make bad plays every once in a while. I'm a fan of Podziemski, bro. I'm a fan of the Warriors in general. If you listen to this podcast, it's kind of obvious. I've been rooting for them a lot. But I just think they're a good team, bro, and I like watching them play. They play a really good brand of basketball.
I'm just mad because you had a chance to trade. You had a chance to get a second star on that team, Lauri Markkanen, with Brandon Podziemski and some picks. You would have automatically won if you got Lauri Markkanen on this team right now, the team they have constructed. They would have won so many games if they had Lauri Markkanen on this team. So many. I promise you. I promise you.
It's tough, though, bro, because I think that would put him over the second apron.
I would still risk it. Because think about
then you're locked in on Curry and Lauri being a championship-level duo.
You give Curry any type of 7-foot person? I'm surprised they're not even playing Quentin Post. I don't care if he sucks. Play that 7-footer. You give him any 7-footer. they're winning. They are winning. Anybody above 6'10", they are winning, bro. And if you add Lauri Markkanen, who is a sharpshooter outside, who can get you like 6 or 7 rebounds, and this helps Draymond do his thing at the 4, because you could play Lauri like the 5, but he's not like a traditional 5. But you could have Draymond doing whatever the heck he wants. Whatever the heck he wants.
I like it, but I don't love it. You know?
And then seeing Kuminga at the 3 would have been nuts.
And then you're trading one of your young guys for a dude that, like, I don't know. There's questions, bro, because we've seen Lauri's been hooping, right? But we've seen Lauri on teams that should be good, like Cleveland, and he just didn't look the same there. Maybe he needs to be integrated a type of way that Steve Kerr doesn't want to do it with.
Yeah.
That could be it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, man. I just think that, like, if you think about all these teams, or all the different teams that Stephen Curry has been a part of, they have never had the craziest big on their team. They still won. Granted, yeah, Kevin Durant.
But I don't think they need it. They've shown they don't need it. They won championships with and without KD, without a big. They won a championship with Kevon Looney.
That's what I mean.
Like, they don't need it.
But I don't know. I just maybe it's just that I want to see what he can do with a big on, like, next to him. Like, for example, I think they should go after Nikola Vucevic or Jonas Valanciunas.
I would be cool with Val. I think they should go after someone cheap. A cheap big, I'm cool with, because Val could do what Looney does at like a slightly better level on all things.
He's a better post play scorer too.
Yeah, but I don't want them feeding the posts if you got Stephen Curry on your team.
That's what I mean.
That's why the Bucks have had problems with Bobby Portis, because it's like, we got Giannis and Dame. Why is Bobby Portis getting a fucking post fade? Doc Rivers. You know?
Oh man, I guess I'm dreaming.
You're dreaming, but we're living the dream. Run the play, baby. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Hot Seat Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and Phil, let them know what else they need to do.
Yep, just letting y'all know this is the You Know Ball podcast.
Oh, shit, my bad.
This is You Know Ball.
My bad, player.
Make sure to follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. I'm Phil. This is my homeboy Ant-Man right here, straight out the MCU. We out, and let's bounce.
Boom.